Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
And David Lauer.
Episode 3, Helter Shelter.
Mind you, 2 episodes ago, it was called Gimme Shelter.
Yeah.
Which is a Rolling Stones song. Now we have a Beatles song.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea what's next.
There has to, obviously they're stuck in the Shelter name game, so they're gonna try and roll with that.
Yeah,
but,
that'll die away as soon as they get to the Oasis, and when they get to that Oasis, it's gonna be like episode 4, Champagne Supernova. Episode 5, Wonderwall. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be going for those Oasis puns. I can't think of any now, but those producers have had months to think about it.
Yeah, and when Car and Bananas have a heated argument one episode, say episode 7, it's gonna be called "Don't Look Back in Anger." That's another Oasis title.
Oh, that's brilliant! I love it.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. So let's start at the beginning, and really, there's very little fat to this episode, I guess. Because it goes right to the mission, and we have an elimination, all that in the same episode.
Yeah.
But right away we start with, Ashley and Hunter, right? Floating up a storm?
There was a couple little interviews they did with some other people. There was, Anika was on there, and she was saying that she wants to win because she's going to take the money and put it towards her own talk show. She wants to be the millennials version of Oprah.
Oh,
and that was her thing.
Yeah,
and...
right.
I just thought that was kind of funny. If everyone's like, yeah, you can't just win I don't know, how much are they gonna win on this season? 100,000 or 200,000, and then just make a TV show out of it. It doesn't work that way. I think you have to talk to the producers of a network for that to work out.
Yeah, really.
Good luck with that one, Anissa or Anika. Sorry. Oh, that was a little Freudian slip there.
No, it's like if you called Oprah Gale, fucking racist bastard.
But yeah, then it was just Ashley and Hunter, and they're just flirting nonstop.
Yeah, Southern style. I don't know.
I thought it was funny. Ashley's line, she's like, "Oh, he's just trying to compromise my morals or something like that." I'm like, Ashley, come on. We've seen you on this show before. You don't have morals. But yeah, just cling to those morals that you claim to have.
Yeah.
We know what's going to happen in a couple episodes down the line.
And I think it was revealed now that Hunter, in his confessional, he mentioned the gym, right? The gym for the physically disabled, right?
Yeah, I think he did mention that.
Yeah. But I will confirm that Ashley truly has something for this Hunter guy, because not only is she playing with her hair or whatever, but her voice isn't the usual is she drunk, is she not, kind of slurring the words. It's actually kind of high pitched.
Oh.
And that's when you can totally tell when girls are actually into someone.
Yeah, they get that feminine tone.
Yeah.
Rather than that scraggling that she kind of can talk with sometimes.
Yeah, so I was
she's a very high pitched Southern, and they like each other because they're both kind of country.
Okay, so, but besides that, I think we go right into the mission, right?
Yep.
And what is interesting is that all the Oasis winners don't actually participate in this one. How do you feel about that? You think that was kind of weird?
No, I like that,
really?
Because they've already won their spot. You can't have Tony win another spot because he's already.
No, I get that, but had that not been there, it is kind of weird that maybe I want to see what's her name play in the water. What's her name? Nicole, the cop. You know what I mean?
Well, I would rather see Kayla play in the water.
Well, still, yeah, we didn't get to see Kayla in the water either, so I thought that was a little weird. But whatever, we'll get into the main thing. What is it called? It's
Shell Shock.
Shell Shock. Shell because it's coconuts, right? Is that the shocking part?
Well, yeah, there's coconuts in there, but the boat that they're in is kind of shaped like half a shell because it's kind of circular.
Oh, okay.
Now, this mission was very similar to something that I saw in the Amazing Race, and this was a season that was very long ago, but it's kind of a Thailand boat where they're very tippy, and they'll just tip over if you're not standing in them perfectly. Mm-hmm. And they did this similar thing on Amazing Race, and they kind of reinvented it or rehashed it for this.
Yeah, there's that, the Amazing Race, and there's also Survivor. I'm sure a lot of people will be tuning in. They're like, "What? This is like a fucking, cheap ass poor man's version of Survivor." But wasn't the challenge way before Survivor? This was the one thing when they did the island. I'm like, listen, you want to stand out. You don't want to come across, to the naked new eye that they're trying to rip off Survivor. That's not good.
Yeah, but I feel like the challenge is better than Survivor because Survivor is just a bunch of paunchy old people that I don't want to watch. At least these people are young and virile and attractive looking.
Yeah,
right?
but we have the attractive people living in their own stink. Like, they were mentioning, like, how people are, like, starting to smell, and I'm like, gross.
Yeah,
know?
that's
like,
the only thing that's similar to Survivor, but it's good for the challenge because it gives the fans of the challenge something different than they're used to. They're not just always in a nice, cool house.
Okay. I didn't realize I still had to mention the turn off your phone.
What? You can barely even hear that.
So, all right. So now it starts Shell Shocked, and now it's going to be guy-girl pairs. And this time, though, the winners, the guy and the girl who win, they get to choose who goes into elimination. It's not about last place at all.
Yeah.
You're just playing to win, and so this is a nice
Then
little
the house
change-up.
votes for the other two to go in.
Yeah, it's winner's pick versus group pick.
And to me, I guess it's so early in the season where it wouldn't really matter, but sometimes in this situation, maybe you don't even want to have the power to choose because then you're going to ruffle some feathers and get people angry at you.
Yeah.
But if you do win, you get to make it to the Oasis. So that kind of cancels that out. Like, you want to make it on. You don't want to just come and live in this dumpy place and then get sent home with no money. That would suck.
Okay, so now they're allowed to just pick each other's partners.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
A couple of good do you know the couples? Do you know the
No, I
partnerships?
was banking on the fact that you would write them all down. But I did know that Nelson and Amanda were together, and I thought that was cool because
They worked together before.
Yeah, so they've worked as a team.
Anthony and Sylvia. I have no idea. I think because no one else was left, they just kind of paired each other. Unless they're both from Are You the One? No, they're not. I don't know. They just kind of. I think they were left with each other. They had no choice. But Ashley and
The ones that
Hunter.
were last picked.
Ashley and Hunter. You know, that was set up previously with their relationship. And then Anika and Theo. They're both Bad Blood alumni.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say they're both black. And I was like, well, yeah, they have that in common.
Well, okay. And then Shane and Latoya. I don't think they really are friends at all, but they were just left with each other.
Yeah, but they seem to get along. They were having fun kind of explaining, like, you know, she's going to be the top and he's going to be the bottom.
Did they really? I missed all that stuff.
Yeah,
really.
she was going to be the one, because there's one person standing up and one person sitting down to kind of, and, you know.
Yeah, did he kind of like, oh, well, then, you know, that's me.
He's
all
like,
right.
I'll be on bottom, because that's what I usually do. He's a power bottom.
Power bottom, huh? He generates all the power. Huh?
Oh, yeah. A lot of
Now,
power.
I heard speed has something to do with it. Speed has everything to do with it. And then Jenna and Corey. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because they were on together on previous challenges. But I forget, they were actually both on Explosion.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't know that. Yeah, because they've always been competitors.
Yeah, and I
Against
like
each
that
other.
pairing right away. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because it's like almost like the all-star of all these people that are there because they've both been to finals.
Yeah. Okay, so it starts off, and you know they're rowing, and I don't really have too much to write about this. There was a bit of a back and forth in terms of who was in first and second and third, maybe, but for the most part, first Ashley and Hunter, they were just kind of there the whole time, right?
Yeah, they were vibing. They were vibing hard, and like Ashley, she's tiny, so she's not gonna knock off the center of gravity at all. And then Hunter, he just kind of sat in the middle and used his ginormous shoulders to paddle the boat.
Yeah, the guy's got huge arms, man. Yeah, he used that shit to get to a win. I mean, really, I don't know what to say. Like they have to go from buoy to buoy, collect those coconuts, and then they finally get back onto land, and that's where they have to shoot them like basketballs into the hoop, right?
Yep.
And you know, he's good at it, Hunter. You know.
Yeah. That's all I wrote down was shell shocked, and then I'm like, first place, Ashley and Hunter. They dominate. Hunter is like Stephen Curry.
Yeah, and there was. I don't get that at all. Is that an NBA reference? Some sort of sports reference?
Yeah, he was only the MVP of the league, and you know. Actually, no, I think LeBron was, but whatever.
All right.
Second.
Oh,
place.
so this is more recent basketball shit.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's like the new star
You drop
player.
a name like Michael Jordan, I fucking know that. I'd be
Well,
like,
that's
ooh,
because
Space
it's
Jam.
25 years old, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Get with the times, bro. But then afterwards, we saw Hunter and Corey. I don't remember who got second. Well, I don't even think anyone got second, because once there was a first place winner, everybody else was just like, well, okay, there's nothing else to fight for. Which I thought was cool, because a lot of times in a challenge or a mission, you have to struggle and wait for all these places, all these people to try and get that last place, second to last place, and they're just the worst teams, and it's just kind of a clusterfuck. And with this one, it was just like, nope, we got a first place winner, it's over.
Yeah, and right away they're cheering, and Hunter, despite his relationship with Ashley, Ashley and Corey are friends, but right away he's like, fuck you, Corey. Well, he's not saying fuck you, Corey, but he's definitely saying, Corey, you are done, and like, how about that, and all that other shit. So Corey comes out of the water, and he's like, what the fuck, man? And all of a sudden, Hunter is trying to say that Corey was a bad loser, but I'm like, no, you were the one that won and called him out. You're a bad winner, Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, why? It's so early in the season. You should know not to get under people's skin and create enemies with people you don't need to create an enemy with.
Yeah.
Especially, like, even if you're going to vote in Corey, say, you don't know that he's going home, So, you don't want to anger a person that's probably going to come back, and then you're just putting a target on your own back.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll also realize that, like, remember that little fraction that began in the first 2 episodes where it was like this little team of Corey and Tony and, what's her name? Kayla, Jenna, and, what's his name? Bruno. Remember they kind of, they separated themselves? So maybe that's what was the main motivation. So now Ashley and Hunter get to choose. I don't really have too much written in on before this, because I think Corey talks to Ashley and says, hey, I'm pretty sure I'll get voted in. And even if I don't, no, he says, I want Hunter to vote in. No, I want you to vote in the guy and then let the group vote me in. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yeah. He said he wants to go in, but he doesn't want you to pick. And he's like, I want the group to vote me in, so that way I can pick the person who I go against.
And he's like, give me Theo or Shane. And Corey, he's a good guy. He walks up to both of them because apparently Shane's like peeking in and watching Theo shower or some shit. I don't know. That was weird. But he comes up. He's like, I'm just trying to be straight up with you guys that I'm going to request either the two of you.
Yeah.
And Shane's like, people have been, the guy's been eyeing me up because I'm a little bit of a wild card, And I think it's because he's much older.
And he's a veteran.
Yeah.
But he's such a veteran that no one's really seen him. He hasn't been it's been like 10 years since he's been on the show.
Yeah.
So even, like, it's not like, oh yeah, I can watch 3 seasons ago and see what kind of person they are. Really, no one has any idea.
And I think Theo basically, he talks to Anika, right? And I think Anika wants to go in as well. She's like, well, I'm probably going to get put in anyways because I'm like the smaller person or whatever. And they're probably going to vote in Jenna as a group because I think that was the more obvious pick because, again, Jenna's part of the outsiders now.
Yeah. They don't like the fact that she's pretty and she hangs out with Kayla, the other girl who's pretty. That's what it seemed. They're like, well, she hangs out with Kayla, so we don't like her for that.
Okay, so should we just get to the nomination? I think.
Well, there was one little funny tidbit that was awesome. Because, like, Jenna, she's, like, very confident about, like, whoever she goes against. And then, once she hears that Anika feels confident, then suddenly Jenna's like, well, now I don't feel as confident anymore. And then they're like, just because she went to college doesn't mean she's smarter than you, And then Kayla responds to, like, yeah, plenty of people go to college and they're stupid as shit. You're like, look at me. I went to college and I'm dumb as fuck. It was so hilarious. And then Jenna's like, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. Like, yeah, confirming that she is dumb even when she went to college. It was hilarious. But yeah, then like TJ just shows up and they do the nominations.
Yeah, Hunter, he chooses the girl. He chooses Jenna right away. Again, that's an established target right there, the small little group. And then it goes for the other guys have to vote in, and it's unanimously Anika. I think it was Anika must have just talked to the group and said, hey, I do want to go in. you know?
Yeah, well, because
Nothing wrong with
Anika
that.
and Theo were hanging out, and, like, Theo heard that he was going to go in, and Theo's just like, fine, that's whatever. I'll go in. And Anika seemed like she was kind of just being a tough girl, like, yeah, I'm not scared to go in either. You know, just trying to act tough and not being afraid, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that's stupid. Right?
Well, no, there's an incentive now, though. You get into the Oasis.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
that's true.
Plus, I mean...
I overlooked that.
Yeah, and, you know, they're both from bad blood, so you want that moral support, you know, wherever you're going to go into to fight. So next is Ashley, and she chooses Theo per Corey's request, and then everyone else votes in Corey unanimously per Corey's request. Corey's got a handle on this politically a little bit. I mean, he does, you know... Again, like, we can't say, like, oh, this is dumb going in, because what if you lose? But, like, you know, what if you win? Then
yeah. The
you
thing
don't
is you have to, in order to be able to get there, at least so far. We haven't seen the next episode, where it might be, like, a mission, and then the top 3 or 4 teams get to make it, or something, or 3 or 4 people.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, if you make it in this one, then you don't get to do shit the next episode.
Yeah. Exactly, and Corey has already seen Tony and Dario make it the last episode, and they've been on seasons together, like last season, and Bloodlines, so...
He wants to join his buddies?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's fair
Makes
enough.
sense. And I just wrote down here that I really liked this episode so far, because it seems like a throwback episode to older seasons from, like, 10 years ago. Because, like, all the people, they're, like, excited to go in. Like, they want to go in, and they want to compete. And there's not, like, a bunch of drunken drama, like, after someone gets nominated, then they all get drunk that night, and then they fight about who gets nominated, and, like, there's Camilla running around and being all... I'm sure we'll get to that later this season. Yeah. But that's why I like this episode, is because we don't have that Camillinator freaking out because they're going in. People are just like, yeah, I'll go in, and they're cool with it.
Again, with the incentive. I mean, that's what changes it. And I do have to add that, like, okay, they're... You know, we forgot to mention Interspliced yet again is showing the champs and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I am not excited to see any of the female champs except for Laurel, because Laurel actually does take some time off. You know?
Yeah.
Like Kara, I've seen
the
her
last
so
we've
many
seen
times.
of Kara was the whole Kara and what's his name, Abram thing.
Yeah.
And that was not, like, the best showing of Kara. Kara was way more likable in other seasons. The Bloodline seasons where she won, she didn't come across that well because of that whole situation.
Right. But, I mean, you know, those video clips are just the same. You know, it's CT saying, like, hey, remember I have a son? And Darrell's like, remember I have a family? It's all just the same shit. So I'm like, oh, God. We're going to have to endure one more episode after this of them, like, we're getting closer. We're stepping off the plane. But that's it. You know,
yeah, so. I'm guessing the next episode we're going to see them move into the Oasis, and that'll be revealed, perhaps?
Yeah.
At least I hope so.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we got a glimpse of the Oasis a little bit.
Yeah.
There was some scenes, and, yeah, it was a nice house, better than the piece of shit they're in right now. But I guess what I'm bringing up is the fact that we still didn't get to see the champs. I don't mind the interpersonal conflicts between the newbies. The only thing that sucked is that we didn't get to see those guys who won previously participate again. I kind of wanted to see that, even though I understand why. You know, hey, we already got our tickets punched, but it was a little weird to have even less people participate. It was just weird. So let's get into the elimination, where it's like an elimination. Like, getting there is half the journey. Remember that? They have to climb up that fucking mountain and stuff. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Like, a lot of them were kind of getting tired out a little bit. It looked pretty tumultuous.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
pulling out the thesaurus there.
Yeah. Ow, paper cut from the thesaurus. Ouch. But they finally get there, and to me, I thought it looked awesome. Like the cavernous, like the, I don't know, what was it? It was like a giant hole within the mountain.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was, what do they call that? Like almost like an arch or something.
Yeah.
Of rock.
Oh,
but
God, that thesaurus. Where is it?
Yeah.
I can't find a better way to say rock.
Well, it's like a standing arch where it's like a smaller strip of rock that's like adjacent mountains. Yeah, it's called Who's Got Balls?
Yeah, Who's Got Balls? Right away, if I was a woman, I was like, hey, how about, call it Who's Got...
Ovums.
Yeah, who's got that? But it's revealed that you have to climb up. You'll do this one after another. What's it called? Sequestered. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds like something that happens in a penitentiary.
There it is. And they'll go one by one. They'll have to climb up even more. Again, it looks pretty treacherous. They're getting up there. That's the word I wanted to use instead of tumultuous.
Yeah, I do like it better. It does work better. Please.
They get on this little bitty platform high above TJ and everyone else, and they have these 5 wicker balls.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so you can kind of stick your fingers into it to get a little better grip.
All right, yeah. And so TJ will say go, and it'll be timed. You have to grab all 5 of these wicker balls and then just jump off.
Yeah.
That's
and
all
then
it
just
is.
Swing out like 400 feet above everything. And
yeah, but it's like by the time he says go, the real... besides the fear of jumping off a platform, is to grab those 5 balls and then just get off that platform. So, who's the first one to go? Corey, right?
Yep, Corey goes first. And he does it like a boss. Like, he just grabs the balls, jumps, gives a very, awesome scream or squeal as he's flying. I was like, alright. I'm like, damn, that looks pretty cool. I would love to do that. Like, it'd be scary as hell, but that's why it'd be awesome.
Yeah. He did it. It was pretty cool. And then next is Theo. And the whole time, Theo was saying, I'm going to take out Corey. I am the better athlete. I am a Division I athlete, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. And, he gets on the platform, and I don't even think he tries to scoop up the balls, does he?
No. It was just like, all right, you ready? And he's just like, he just kind of says no.
Yeah.
And then TJ, blows the horn, ready. And then he's just standing there. And then we're like, wait, what is happening? I was confused. And I'm like, wait, did they start the timer already? I'm like, I think they did. They blew the horn. And then he's just like, no, I'm not doing it. And I was like, what? It just seemed out of nowhere. Because he'd spent all that time climbing up the mountain, attached to harnesses already. So he could have fallen and died already. But he didn't. So he managed to do the stuff that seemed harder to me than the part where you just jump.
Yeah, but that's, okay. He quit. And already I was like, oh, God, now TJ's going to want his, his little sequence where it's like, yeah, everyone knows that I hate quitters. He even says that, I'm like, not everyone knows. Maybe not everyone's watched your fucking show and realizes that you're better at yelling people than doing your actual job, which is hosting. But anyways, all right, so Theo, he's
not a talk show host.
No, I guess not, no. He's more like, what's his name? It's not Jerry Springer. It's his bodyguard that replaced him years ago, Steve Wilkos.
Yeah.
Where he's mostly he just gets pissed at people. He doesn't really talk.
Yeah, but that's good, though. That's what we want. Because we don't want someone who's just up there just talking and talking. I don't want more of... Because anything he says is just stuff that's coming from the producers, and he's just regurgitating it. So the less he talks, the better.
Okay, yeah. It's
because
just that,
no matter what he says, it's going to be edited by the producers. So
not as off-the-cuff remarks, which is just negative and just get out of here. You know what I mean? I was like,
that's towards quitters. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. We're different people. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, next is who?
Anika.
All right, so she's got to go. I was kind of worried because she was like, I have tinier hands and stuff like that, and she was, how do you make this dramatic? The thing was that this elimination, although kind of cool, was super quick. You know what I mean? Super quick.
And as I'm watching it, I was a little confused. I'm like, they said you have to complete it first, but then it's also going to be timed. And I'm like, wait, what are they timing exactly? They're just timing how long it takes you to pick up those 5 balls and then jump. Which literally all of the times took, 12 seconds or under? 10 seconds or under?
Yeah, I think the
so
longest
I'm like,
was 10.
They weren't really doing anything that was worthy enough of being timed. I'm like, they should have had to have done something and then do that.
Yeah, spit and jump and then make sure the spit hits you in the forehead or something. I don't know, something weird like that.
I was thinking maybe just a puzzle, perhaps. That would have been more intense. Or you're hooked up to a harness doing a puzzle.
Yeah, or jump with the balls and then there's a little hoop at the very far bottom. You just throw them and maybe get those or something. I don't know.
Make a 400-foot shot.
Yeah,
Steph Curry could do it.
Yeah, what are they called? Dude Perfect. One of those videos? Yeah.
Where they shoot a basketball like 400 times and then they just post the video
Just,
of the
oh,
one
really?
time it went in.
Yeah? Yeah?
Oh,
okay. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you know, something like that. Add some more elements to it. You know, like, oh, off the rocks, poison ivy on the elbow, you know, like break the ankle on the preceding branch or whatever. But Annika, she does it, or Anika, she does it. Next is Jenna, and I'm like, you know what? Jenna's really big. She even said so herself. She's got really big hands and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't think she is smart enough. She doesn't have the, you know, the thought to even be scared of heights. You know, she's just going to do it. You know, like how lemmings just kind of walk off the cliff.
I guess, you know. Well, I think it's more because she's like a gladiator. You know, she doesn't think of the consequences. You know, so she's just going out there to kick some ass, and that's what makes a good competitor.
Yeah,
because you look at UFC fighters. Who are the guys who always get knocked out? The guys who are thinking too much. You just gotta react. If you're thinking, you're gonna get knocked out. Right?
Okay, I guess so. I mean, well, Jenna, again, she just grabs the balls, she jumps off, and now it's time to get the results.
I know. And I was so terrified because I watched this Wednesday night, and it was aired Tuesday. I watched it Wednesday, and I had seen on Twitter Tuesday night that Jenna was all over Twitter. And I was like, oh no, she's going to be in the elimination. And I'm thinking, I didn't read the tweets. I just saw her name mentioned, and then I'd like, turn it away. So I'm like, I know she's going in, and I'm like, oh no, she went home. I'm like, she lost. And I was just freaking out because I'm a huge fan of Jenna. She's made it to like so many finals in a row that it would be such a shame for her to go there and get knocked out in the second episode or third episode.
Yeah, I'm guessing like they're not allowed to go on Twitter until they are eliminated. Otherwise, it's spoiler.
Not until it's done filming the season.
Oh.
Then they're allowed to go on there.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, so TJ, he lines them up. Well, the three of them anyways. And then that's when Theo's lowered hilariously. Like, he's just kind of like, oh, you know, he's
And they're
sad
like mentioning
Theo.
Britney Spears, and it seemed like they were just doing that because they knew they had the rights to some song and they were going to put it over it. That or they said that stuff just in the hopes that they'd be able to play some Britney Spears song.
Yeah, and it was funny. Speaking of Twitter, there were some people on Twitter saying, like, I don't get this reference. More like Lady Gaga, because that's what she just did. I'm like, yeah, well, they were filming when that happened, so how would they know, you know?
Yeah, that happened way after.
Like,
filming.
listen, there's, you know, life existed before you turned on the TV. You know, Britney Spears once lowered herself on a rope and she had a snake on her or something.
Well, it's crazy because TJ was wearing a Cody Garbrandt shirt on the first or second episode.
That's right,
Cody hadn't won the title yet, so it was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Even more awesome, because when I saw it, I was just like, oh yeah, he won the title. Now TJ's wearing the champ's, you know, shirt. And I was like, no, that was before he won it.
Oh, shit,
So it's kind of cool.
So anyways, Theo is lowered down, and I mean, if you think about it, it's really funny, and it's really good sportsmanship or whatever on Theo, because Theo didn't go last. Would they have him hang there the entire time while everyone jumped and then they lowered him down? I'm sure that they were like, hey, you know what'd be funny if you get lowered down hilariously and people shame you and shit. And he was like, all right, fine, you know, like that's how it had to have gone, because he didn't go last, from what I could tell. I mean, maybe they edited it.
Well, I think they had to somehow like move him out of the way of the shot
on a rope. He's still dangling there.
Yeah, somehow while Anika and Jenna did it, and then because the only way they could lower him down, they're like, if we're gonna lower him down, we'll just lower him down last. Just because if he's quitting, we're just gonna make him be tortured up there.
No, I think he was part of the bit. But he gets lowered down, and then I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good enough. He's a good sport about it. He knows that he did wrong. But still, TJ's like, you know, I don't like quitters, so get out. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, him lowering down was enough
Shaming.
of the discipline. You know, that was it. That was just fine. But, you know, again, TJ, he's got a, I don't know, he thinks he's a star or some shit. I don't know.
I think it was great because anything that deters people from quitting, because literally as a viewer, it's one of the most infuriating things. Like, why are you there? Because all I know is if I was there on that show, I would literally do anything in any of those challenges because I think it'd be the coolest thing ever. That's why I watch the show, because they're doing a bunch of cool shit that I want to do. And when someone bitches out, like Theo does, that angers me because I'm like, I would have done it, and that punk won't? Come on.
Well, it's done. It's over with. Corey's automatically going to the Oasis. Then it comes down to Jenna and Anika,
Yep.
Anika, right? And I guess it was a difference of 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Those tinier hands compared to Jenna's hands, I don't even think Anika was that scared. I think it just came down to like just gripping the balls,
Yeah.
I think that's all it was.
I mean, it was, I don't know. It's such a inconsequential task to pick up 5 balls in 2 seconds of time. It was just like they just did it and jumped. Like, there's nothing really to analyze with it. I don't think the fact that Jenna won is because she had bigger hands or bigger arms.
And now that Jenna is going to the Oasis, that's cool, right? Although we don't get to see, like, say there's a swimming competition in the next thing, we're not going to be able to see Jenna participate in that. She's just going to be standing in the sidelines, fully clothed, mind you, not in that swimsuit. No, it's not. No, I want to see them compete more, and that's just so weird. I don't know. It's because we barely got to see Kayla, right? We barely got to see Nicole, or at least fucking hear her annoying ass voice. You know what I mean? That was for the best. I didn't complain too much.
Yeah,
about
but
that.
the winners that have either won a mission or won their elimination round, they're keeping them safe so that way we can watch the rest of the cast, and we're getting to watch the best of the worst. Because that's what this season is, really. Because we're not watching the champs, we're watching the best of the worst.
Ah, okay. Well, that was the end of that.
I was just going to say, I'm really happy that Corey and Jenna won. Because they have been 2 of my favorite characters over the last couple seasons. And it would have been a shame for them not to have moved on. And I didn't like this elimination because it was so chancy, Just the fact that, like, how it's 10 seconds of time when you're picking up balls at their timing. So, like, Jenna could have easily not have gone on.
Yeah.
So, thank God they did. So, and also, now it's Corey, Jenna, Tony, and Dario are all safe. And they're probably, like, the 4 best and most, veteran people.
Yeah, and they're the ones that had that alliance. At least Tony, Kayla, Corey, and Jenna. Those were considered outsiders, and now they're in the Oasis for sure. So, does that mean we're only gonna have 4 people left? How many more people left on the next episode then, who are going to be able to participate?
That's a good question.
There's going to be Anthony, what's her name, Sylvia, who's he? Latoya, Shane. Just those 4 left? No, they can't.
There's Hunter. There's Ashley.
No, Hunter and Ashley.
Oh yeah, that's right. Damn.
Are we just gonna watch 4 people? Why can't I think of the names here?
And they're all gonna have to go against the champs?
Oh no, Nelson and Amanda still have to win
Amanda.
too. Okay, all right. Okay. So, yeah, a small little group is gonna participate in episode 3. But you know what? It was over with, and I think they stopped the episode with just showing the champs, like, oh, we're getting there, we're gonna kick some ass. I'm like, you guys said that the first 2 episodes, I'm just like, come on.
Yeah.
So,
and that is annoying that they keep, like, taunting us with the champs, like, oh, you're gonna see this later. But at the same time, it is kind of working because I'm gonna watch the show no matter what. And seeing them makes me excited for when we're finally gonna just have them on the season. And it's just a lot of foreplay until they finally come to the Oasis.
Yeah. But it's interesting because, not giving us those champs, I was saying before, like, it could affect views. And episode 1, there was episode 1 and episode 2, all within the same night. Episode 1 was watched by, like, 0.6, was like 690,000, I think that would be the number.
694,000.
And then episode 2, which was immediately followed by that, was 650,000.
Yeah.
So that's a dip.
That's not a huge dip, though.
That's the continuation, though. I mean, that's kind of a dip, I feel like.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, I watch wrestling. I'm a diehard wrestling fan. And there's 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. The first hour is always the highest rated. The second hour dips, and the third hour dips even more.
Okay.
It just seems to be a trend on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people start watching it, and then maybe they're like, oh, I'm going to hit the record button on my DVR, and then I'll change the channel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, okay. What I'm getting at is that there was a dip from 690,000 to 650,000. This episode that we're talking about was 650,000 as well. So
Really, this third episode? That's really good.
Well,
That's
really?
like the same as the premiere. I was gonna say it was gonna be under 600,000 easy.
Well, the least watched premiere, the second half, we were just saying it. It definitely dipped, and it didn't. There was no spike of interest. It just it's steady, I guess.
Vince,
So
I will give
is
you
that a positive?
$100 if you name one TV show that's ratings have gone up over the years. Because you can't name one.
Within the season, though, I'm saying there's episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Yeah. It was episode 1, went down to episode 2, and then it's just kind of plateaued so
That's
far.
awesome, though. Because it didn't go down further. Plateauing is good. And episode 1 to episode 2 is always going to be a dip, whether it's on the same night or not. Like, it's the premieres of every TV show are always the highest. Then it drops down, and then you hope that you get, like, a good level, and then it will peak towards the end of the season when things get hotter and people start talking about it more.
Yeah, I'm just saying, overall, not 1 million. It didn't hit 1 million, which is what the challenge has. The challenge hasn't hit 1 million since X's 2.
That was like 6 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was what, 4 years ago?
No, there's 2 seasons a year, so it was like less than 2 years ago then. X's 2. There was X's 2, then there was Bloodlines, then Rivals 3, and now
it
it's
was
this.
probably, spring of 2014, so that's 3 years.
What?
Yeah.
No, are you kidding me? No, there's 2 seasons a year. Yeah, do that, please.
Yeah, I'm Googling
Or
it.
don't, because let the listeners listen to your
It aired in the
absurdity.
spring of 2014.
Oh my gosh, look that shit up before we sign off. Well, before we do sign off, while Dave is kind of, dead air or whatever, I'll just say like, comment, subscribe. We'll cover the next episode when it comes out. I mean,
I don't have cell phone signal.
Jesus Christ. He knows that I was right.
God damn it. Shut up.
All right.
It was 2015.
All right.
So it was 2 years ago. But still,
years
there's...
ago.
2 years ago is a long
It's just
time.
now 2017.
Name one TV show that ratings haven't gone down.
Okay, but we all know... Oh, my God. All right, whatever. I think
Ratings don't matter in TV anymore. They really don't.
Who trolls their own co-host on their own podcast, all right? All right, so I'm going to sign off. This is Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
And David Lauer.